Alright, so for settings, we'll just start from top to down. So first, in hotkeys, you're going to have to do quick cast all, just so that you don't get a delay of when you input your abilities with the UI indicators. So it's not showing there, and that's because it's inputting like as soon as I hit touch on my keyboard. And you can still have UI indicators. It's just that you'd have to show it with this button. And then so going down into abilities and summoner spells, the only thing you really need to like know here is target champions only. This can be really important to switch for when you dive, because when you turn it on, you definitely don't want to hit any champs. So, I mean any target any towers. That's what I meant. So I just set it to M tilde, and then going into items. Uh, so the only thing to notice is that my item 1 is mouse button 5, and that's just so that it's easy access. And I've also put my trinket to mouse button 4, and that's because it's like, especially if it's like a really mechanical champ that has to do combos, I like to do like make it really fast. So say like take like Lee Sin right after Ward Hop, like that all has to happen in like 1 second, in like a split second. And so moving on to player movement. Pretty standard. You have right click to move, and then to attack. Basically, now it turns red, and it'll attack the closest thing. It's really good for like kiting, because it just auto moves for auto attacks for you. But I really like this one, player attack move A. I like to attack like this sometimes, and the reason why is because it shows your range, and this is especially useful for knowing the range of a ADC. Just if you want to limit test. And so player stop position as S, it doesn't seem important, but it's honestly like really important, just so that you know, because a lot of times you're gonna have to be stopping in the middle of the wave, otherwise the minions will block you, and it honestly it has to do with something with called the minion vision. I can explain it to you later. For camera control, select self is space, select ally and Z through V, and basically you basically just at the and you want to unbind toggle camera lock, just so that you can get this effect, so that you can look throughout your map and then press space to return. um and everything else is pretty standard. Everything else. And then I have my pings. They're all set to T and left click. So if you wanted to do it like that, just for ease of access, you can do that. um Everything else is pretty standard. And now my item shop is I. You don't really need to make it like a super ridiculous button. Just to make sure you just know where it is. And then moving into video, everything. And then moving into interface, I have my HUD and minimap at a pretty big size compared to everything else. And the reason why is because obviously you want to know what's happening at the map every single second. So I just like to have it as a big reminder. But the reason why I have my HUD so large is because when you click on a champion, I mainly look at the top left, just so that I can analyze like a gank just as soon as possible. But this also applies to lane, just so you know exactly how much health a person has, and also it'll tell them what status effects they have. So for example, if they're gonna proc a graph stack and they're walking up towards you, it's probably in your best interest to walk away. So now going down, you definitely want to do just all of this, and I just do I like the legacy curses, so I do that. You're definitely gonna want to show spell cost, because you didn't want to know how much mana each one, all of your abilities cost, especially if it's a mana heavy champ. And I just like to do all my a bit like cooldowns in minutes plus seconds, and then show neutral cams. It's all pretty standard. I like to keep my chat to all. And the for combat text, definitely the most important one is the experience, because you want to know when you're in range for experience. And a new one that actually that Riot just came out with is display champion sign of notification. So say you're in a fight and you're not paying attention to other ults, say for example a Briar ulted, if you didn't pay attention to that, well, there's going to be like a notification here now that shows that Briar ulted. So I like to keep it off because I pay attention throughout the whole game, but basically yeah. and then moving down into the last part of game, just pick a move speed for your mouse. Just play around with this until it gets comfortable. But you basically have to but these settings are really important. The ones like right below that, you have to do you don't have you have to do per side offset for your camera lock mode, and then you have to unlock your camera. Make sure it's unlocked like that. Don't make sure it has the open camera, just so that and then it should never lock. The only time it'll lock is if you hold space. And then you for all of this, all of you definitely want to turn off auto attack because auto attack is a trap because you're gonna want to know how to kite. If you auto attack, then it's gonna keep attacking the person without you kiting at all. So that's just really good to get in the habit of. You're probably gonna want to display your recommended jungle path. I just turn it off just because I go with a pretty arbitrary clear. And another one, this is helpful for kiting. You definitely want to do this, especially when you're for a dive, because you don't always want to have to hold down M tilde just so that you can have target champions only. And this is pretty new, just so that you can click on an item and it'll just automatically like purchase the components for you. You don't have to actually look at the build path. And I think that the last important thing is the clamp cast target location within max range. So say you were to do say if I were to play Annie, the problem is if I were to flash ult, then it wouldn't actually you'd have to walk into range. So say take like Lee Sin for example. Like if I have this off, I have to walk into range to place a ward and then uh W to it. But if I were to have clamp cast target range location to this, it'll due to my max range, like without me having to walk into that range, it'll like take it to the end. So I'll show you here with quick cast. It basically clamps it to here to the edge of it. It doesn't work with wards, but basically it keeps it to right here, and then it'll just easy of access. And that's basically all of the league settings. Thank you.